All right, mono black vampires. The biggest upside to this versus black-white is you get a little bit more consistent mana base because you're always going to be able to cast your spells when you draw it. You have slightly less tap lands. We got one Memorial to Folly as a little bit of value. Is this deck strictly better than black-white vampires? Almost certainly not. Just something different that we played an earlier iteration of that seemed reasonable. So let's go ahead and jump on in and see how it goes. So, we actually have a couple of non-vampire cards in our deck, so I don't know that Icon's really a good fit. We did have some Haunt of the High Towers last time. Marty said he played this deck a bunch and he ultimately ended up cutting them, which I believe that they're more cute than good. I believe that. Maybe I could be greedy here and bottom a land. Update our beautiful frame here. Unfortunate that we didn't have a 1-drop in this matchup. Our deck has a lot of those. The real Marty would never cut the cards to decrease the meme EV. Yeah, one week from today, we'll get the new set on Magic Arena, which will be great. So, my plans for next week, again, just I've been iterating these for folks, my regulars, so they know what to expect, is on Tuesday and Wednesday next week, I will be doing all modern streams. On Thursday and Friday, I will be doing, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'll be doing all standard streams with the new set. And Monday, I'm going to be off next week. So my 5-day work week next week is going to be from Tuesday to Saturday, as opposed to Monday to Friday. We're probably dead here. Needed to draw a couple more spells this game. I can't wait to play a bunch of sweet decks and if Field of the Dead make them unplayable. Hopefully people like forget about their Field of the Dead decks for the first month or so and will be able to do sweet things. But I agree. A lot of the sweet mid-range things that are going to exist in this format will probably get pushed out by Field of the Dead. A deal 1 plus a deal 3, and then we'll see 2 go at my face and 2 go at Sorin, I assume, here.
This is not my final demise.
Alright. We're like pseudo-stabilizing here, huh? He says as his opponent draws Goblin Chain Whirler. If we run some spells off here, we could be okay. Magic sucks sometimes. I like the long tank before playing the best possible card they could cast. That's my favorite part. My favorite part is the long tank that always precedes the best possible play. I definitely want Disfigure. Is that it? Yeah, honestly, this matchup seems pretty reasonable for us. We've got a lot of good tools here already. Pretty unfortunate to mulligan and then not draw many spells there. Yikes. Okie doke. I mean, our 5's good. Opponent went to 6. Maybe we're gonna be okay. It's gonna be a long, long time. Do 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 do. Okay. Yep. Yeah. The new common lands make checks come into play on tapped and historic. Dear Wizards of the Coast, I know we're not getting a ranked best of 3 historic queue until November or December. Please give us a best of 3 direct challenge option. Unfortunately, I don't do cuts back to Modern Ohio. So it'd be up tomorrow, first thing.
Blood is my beginning. It will be your end. My bloodline flows through you.
There will be a best of 1. The only queue for historic when the update goes in next week will be a best of 1 queue. Do you have NRG series consider doing MTGA events / tournaments? They have. It's just pretty impossible and difficult to do without a real tournament client for Arena. Dirty Digits is the issue. Is there a number that could make me? What's a really big number that I'm willing to switch back to MTGO for? Let's say 250. I think I'm just gonna do this and hit them for 4 in game 3 again here. Like, they're gonna kill this, but like I'm pretty far ahead at this point. Even if I draw 2 lands, I get to play this and gas back up. And if we draw other castable spells, we're in an okay spot.
I have other obligations.
There's a little 23 here from gaining life. Chain Whirler's Vomit. I think I just pass here. It's a really unfortunate draw. So like 1/10 of a legacy deck. Yep. Well, at least they're light up the stage half bricked, so that we got that going for us. I love democracy, yep. Okay. Defense. Defense. I don't think there's an actual labeled best of 1 historic queue. There's going to be in the fall, I believe. From my understanding. I don't know. They've waffled back and forth so many times I don't actually know. Like, go look on their website is my answer. Ooh. And the good Lord said, let there be 3 4s, and it came to be. So next turn I have just like 10 points of trigger damage. Just like attack, you take 10 directly, I gain 8. I'm actually going to be off on Monday, unfortunately, Ohio. I'll be around all day Tuesday and Wednesday, though. Sorry. I'm going to trade this here as well, because I want fewer... I assume they're going to kill one or both of my Sanctum Seekers here, and if they do, that's fine. I just want my health total to be higher for when I Champion of Dusk. So I assume we're going to see them remove mana from Steamkin and finish off the Sanctum Seeker here. Land. Perfect. Oh, magic. They have Experimental Frenzy as their last card. Of course they do. Well, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
I drink only the finest.
I guess it's not even that good, because they just get to block, sack, ping because they hit both of these. Am I still just pumping the brakes? I think I'm still just on brakes, right? Thanks. Thanks for the sub gifty, Reaper. I appreciate that. Welcome. Alright, spectacle me, daddy. So we're at a virtual 7 currently, because they have 2 plus 3, or 2 plus 1 is 3. Alright, I'm gonna attack this time and force them to use the Firebrand. We can get a little bit fortunate next turn. We could maybe steal this. We mulligan to 5 and had 7 lands and 15 cards this game. Touch unfortunate, but, you know, them's the beats. Hopefully there's land on top of their deck. Hit 1. Rats. Yep. And that's lethal with the shotgun attack. Woof. We were almost Diamond 1 yesterday, and then Arena crashed and wouldn't let us reconnect. So we got a match loss after playing game 1. on our match that would have put us to Diamond 1, which was really unfortunate. Third at Neil Shoal. Sounds good, legit. What are the ranks in Arena? Bronze, silver, gold, diamond, or platinum, diamond, mythic. So this makes them lose life. So I'm going to play Sorin, and I'm going to plus Sorin on here. Maybe I'm just supposed to sack the token to kill the Narset. I don't know, that could go either way. Bellhaunt, huh? Is it crazy just been this other Sorin? I feel like it's not. Punish for keeping cast down.
Such violence is upsetting.
Super punished. Sure.
That thought.
So even if they kill Champion of Dusk here, we'll be able to use Sorin to finish off the Teferi, which is nice.
No more games.
So we'll sack that. We'll throw it there. Now it's unfortunate that they have this thought erasure. They're going to take our last meaningful spell out of our hand. They have another removal spell. We're an empty. Search is terrifying. They're still at 20. Alright, crack you for 5. I think the only reason this deck was so good last time is because it went, oops, I win Haunt on turn 3. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you look at this game and you're like you're thinking about this deck being bad, you're like really bad at evaluating decks and games that you're playing. Like, we're playing this game and we're currently in this game where, did we mulligan this game? Regardless of if we mulliganed or not, this is a game where, like, we drew 3 of our main deck dead cards against a control deck, and we're, like, still playing a meaningful game of Magic here, right? Like, I definitely think we're behind with the Search for Azcanta flipping this turn, but we're in this game where we managed to draw 3 cast downs against the control deck. I do like that Haunt of the Hightower kind of gave us some longevity as the games went on. It's like a card that like went big over the top. And like, again, this is just like pretty typical Magic control deck problems against a control deck. Is one of the reasons why the control decks are good is they gain what we refer to as virtual card advantage in the first games by making sure your opponents are drawing cards that basically don't have text. So like my opponent was effectively up 2 cards this game because I drew, I drew over half my copies of cards that don't do anything in the matchup, basically. Is what it comes down to at the end of the day. Keep some removal for Bellhaunt. Nope. Just attack through it. So, Drown in the Lock's an interesting card. It's definitely powerful, but it's a lot less good in Standard, where it's often not going to kill things on turn 2. Whereas, like, in Modern, Drown in the Lock, it's frequently going to be a removal spell for you on turn 2 because of fetch lands and other things like discard spells and stuff like that. In Standard, Drown in the Lock, while almost certainly still playable, is going to be a lot less good for that reason. That's true. The new fetch will help graveyards a little bit. But that being said, the types of decks that probably don't want to play through that new fetch are the aggressive decks, right? And the aggressive decks are the ones where you really need your removal spells to work on turn 2. I've never understood having a 1 of in the sideboard. The odds of you seeing that card in a given game are negligible. No? So there's a lot, and this is one of the things that makes the deck building in Magic so interesting and have so much depth. So there's a lot of factors that go into deciding to put something like a 1 of in your sideboard. One of those factors, for instance, is the duration of the game you expect to play. So for example, a card that you want to draw in a control matchup, for instance, you can play fewer copies of it because against control, the game's gonna go longer on average a lot of the time. Whereas against aggressive decks, you generally want to play cards that have more copies of them because you're gonna have less chances to draw into those cards. I think I actually just plus this here and smack them. I really don't want to play into Akaya's Wrath next turn, I don't think. Like, I can keep adding pressure to the board and use my mana without playing into Akaya's Wrath, so I'm going to choose not to. Another good reason to put 1 of cards into sideboards, for example, is if you have a lot of similar effects that are slightly better in slightly different situations. So Lesnia Champion, thanks for the 2/3 of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So a good example of what I mean there with cards that are slightly better in different situations is removal spells. So for example, Cast Down versus Obnyx's Cruelty versus Disfigure. All of these cards kind of accomplish the same thing, but they accomplish it in slightly different ways. So you can diversify or split the copies that you're playing of those effects to try and hedge having the best one in different situations when they're ideal. Well, their hand's not great, but my hand is awful, so let's go.
If you wish to see me, I have just the trick for this.
The jig is up. The Emperor has no clothes, chat. They know we have nothing. They know we have nothing.
You are a mighty warrior.
Have we flooded in every game we've played so far? We've run very cold today. So the problem here is, because we won the tournament on Tuesday, I've used up the entirety of my cumulative variance. Which means that probably for the next week or two, we're going to run exceptionally bad, just because we used up all the luck earlier this week. You blew the luck budget, yep. God, I gotta space that crap out, ideally. That's true. We did use it when it mattered. Not complaining. It was a good spot to use our luck budget up in. You're not wrong. Much rather run good in the Rivals tournament than in random ladder matches, huh? Yeah, I have an advanced degree in mathematics for reference, so when I explain to you cumulative variance, you have to understand that I'm definitely correct and not being sarcastic. Hey, I enjoyed your stream. You provide a lot of teaching as you play. Congrats on the Rivals. Thanks for the 2 months of Prime support, Java. Welcome back. Hope you're having an excellent Thursday wherever you are. Stripping your Bezo bucks back this way again. Alright, so they block this. I'll pump and eat their thing. If they eat one of these, really? This puts us to a 4-6, right? Yep. Deal. Tabs, man. Thanks for the absurd $100 tip. I appreciate the support. For blue-white Karn control, sounds excellent. That'll be up for the modern segment tomorrow. The face is the place, chat. So if they hadn't jump blocked there, Sorin would be lethal. We're still at 17 though, so they're probably dead. Spawn of Mayhem, lethal all on his own. Legions and a Noxious Grasp, probably really good against the Nissa mono green deck. You have a lot of basic forests, you say. Curiouser and Curiouser. They're all creatures. What are those creatures' names? Interesting. Interesting. So this card's actually not that good here, right? Like, it doesn't block Steel Leaf Champion. I think that's actually a cut. Is this too few creatures, though? It's only 23 creatures. It might be too low on creatures. Maybe 10 is too many removal spells. There's only 19 vampires. Let's do that. I'm going to split the difference. Cast down is fine. But you're playing against something from which your children would drink, please win. Why you have to be so mean to Juicebox, Marty? What did the Juicebox ever do to you? Chat, I need your opinion. Am I supposed to file a bug report? My Champion of the Dusk does not have Sorin with him. And I might just be observational bias, but I'm pretty sure this card is obligated to come with a Sorin. I'd like your feedback on the matter, though. Can I ever beat this card? I'm just stone dead to this card, right? Holy Ace, thanks for the brand new Prime Sport. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. You know what time it is? What time is it? I don't know. Do 11:08. It is 11:08. Sounds like 11:08. Come on, opponent, let's play some Magic. Gonna play my swamps against your forests. Sure. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Feels like they have a Veil of Summer here, huh? It's a shame we didn't hit the land there to play the Sanctum Seeker. If we'd have hit that, we probably would have gone all the way. Yep. When you know they have it, but just don't have a better play. Red Rover, let Steel Leaf come over. Land. Papi, papi! Alright, the Thundercats are go. I repeat, the Thundercats are go. Whee! Yeah, Sanctum Seeker's a good dude. He and I go way back. I wonder if they have a third Veil, or if their hand's just, like, bad otherwise. Third Veil does not bode well for our hand. Well, I was gonna Noxious Grasp the Steel Leaf Champion, then we drew that. We might pull this one out in spite of our deck's best efforts to get us dead here, huh? Alright, so they're dead on board, right? Okie dokie. Not bad. .jpg. We're on the scoreboard. Back up to Diamond 2. I believe in a slow climb up. Sure. Hopefully it's a matchup where Cast Down has a text box. That's the problem. They're gonna put like an Esper land on one and make us real sad. Alright, Stomping Ground. Cast Down's probably live against Stomping Ground. Oh god. Cast Down's so bad against the Kisis deck. I guess it kills Excavator. Gross. I was so excited. They're playing like Teamer Reclamation. Please be Elementals. Please play a Risen Reef. Please play a Risen Reef. Please play a Risen Reef. I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. Get your Land War Elves Missile Land drop. You smell that, chat? Smells like blood in the water. Smells like blood in the water. Oh, was that my Sorin glued to my Champion of Dusk? I think it was. Yeah, they must have someone from WotC must be watching the stream, and they hot patched the bug of Champion and Sorin not always being glued together. Quite the spectacle we have here. Teamer miss land drops versus mono black. Do we just assume they're an Elementals deck? They're playing Land War Elves, right? So I feel like Land War Elves implies Elementals. Come on, play a Risen Reef. Just let me know what you're playing. Show me all secrets. Alright, so Risen Reef probably means this is a Disfigure matchup. I appreciate you confirming you're playing Elementals for me. Yeah, I agree, Marty. I think they probably shouldn't have showed me that. Alright, let's do this. Cut 2 of these, bring in some of these, trim Cast Down. Alright. Yeah, Mana Dork plus Strike could be a variety of things, exactly. Exactly. You understand. You get it. You get it. You know. You know. As someone who's conceded to Thought Erasure, to Mulligan plus Thought Erasure, oh boy, do I know. Yep. Gotta put on that full control mode against Esper so you can concede against the Erasure before they look at your hand. One drop. One drop. One drop. Yeah, all of the new utility lands are sweet. Yeah, I bet there'll be a different mono black aggro deck though, Marty. Like the Vampire Shell is gonna be gone, but I bet there'll be some kind of mono black like aggressive or mid range shell. Like probably Spawn of Mayhem will be a bigger part of it. The new black-red 2-drop is sick. Like, really, really good. Most of the new lands are going to go in Yarok Field. I won't spend time working on ideas with the new cards until we have a full spoiler. So the full spoiler is supposed to go up tomorrow morning, so I'll probably write an article for next week about it. Looking forward to single color decks being viable other than Mountain. I mean, that's just plain silly, Ty. I think this mono black deck's reasonably competitive. I think mono green did well at one of the MCQ weekends. I think mono blue has been a force off and on throughout the season. So like, I think saying basic Mountain's the only mono color deck that's been competitive is silly because it's just not true. Yeah, mono white saw play off and on with Marshall. Marshall.
Behold, nature's true power.
Another thing to trigger Risen Reef here. Yikes. Is that pretty good turn 4 for the opponent? Pretty above average turn 4. Yikes. Yikes. Brown is what they refer to artifacts as, because old school artifacts were brown. Mulligan close 7, get rewarded with Unkeepable 6, the Magic the Gathering story. I'm really bad at predicting the future, Johnson, so generally speaking, I try not to do it. We don't even know what the full spoiler for the new set looks like, much less what can be good and why. What if I do this and just hope to draw land Sorin? Let's do this and hope to draw land Sorin. If we draw land Sorin, this is a 5 that can win, right? Maybe they have few enough removal spells for Spawn. I'm supposed to keep that and hope for the best. I mean, only having 1 spawn versus having 2 spawns is a relevant difference, right? Yeah, I could see it being right to like keep these and like bottom this plus Noxious. Well, my opponent kept a hand that didn't do anything. So that's nice for us. That's a little unfortunate. That explains why they kept the slow hand, though. Coffee's for closers, and this Spawn is about to get himself a cup of joe. Unfortunate. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this because now this dies to Lava Coil. I don't know. Putting them on a 2-turn clock seems pretty appealing, though. It gets out of Lightning Strike range. They did show us Lightning Strike game 1, which is nice. Like that hour to 90-minute layover is like the sweet spot where like it's pretty short, but you also like don't feel like you have to run from terminal to terminal. Yeah, that's definitely true. With their hand locked and loaded, every turn we play makes us less likely to win. I agree with that. Alright, so they're forced to chump block, and then I get to draw 2 and put a 4/4 into play. So that's nice. It's fine, Marty. We have a draw 3. It's gonna be okay. Even if they, like, have a Nissa here, we're still in a good spot, right? We mulligan to 5 and are flooding, and we still have a shot here, so... hopefully our deck can drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line. Yeah, Nissa's not even that good here, right? The land has to chump block. And they have to have a land that doesn't hurt them to play it. Because a shock land means they die. You got it. One's pretty decent for us. So, Disfigure's lethal. I have 3 of those in my deck. Alright, they elected to take an extra damage. Thanks, I guess. So they 8 months Stim Star. God, it also even lets us get a counter. Yeah, they probably autopiloted, right? Like in their head, they were thinking they have to block the knight or they're dead. So like when I played a spell, they just didn't readjust. They said this should be over, right? Well, we've all been there and done that. Just like set your line for the following turn up in your head. The problem with O'Hare is driving there. I hate Chicago traffic. That, you know, it's funny. That was the one big plus to growing up in the Chicagoland area and like cutting my teeth as a 16 and 17-year-old driver there. Like driving anywhere in the United States is incredibly easy after learning to drive in the Chicagoland area. The only place I've ever driven that's similar is New York. And I guess that's not too surprising. I've not driven out west. I've not been out west. All the other Midwest and East Coast cities I've been to don't compare to Chicago, though. Yeah, I've driven through Atlanta a few times, and I really didn't find it that bad. We've driven to Atlanta probably half a dozen or more. I've driven through Dallas, too, and never had any issues. I've driven through Dallas a couple of times, like in and out of the city for events, too, when we were staying with friends outside of the city. Not drawing a land there is real unfortunate. This is where the magic happens. That's super unfortunate. Land. Perfect.
I have not survived the many who stand down now. The blood is the last.
Kill that one. Thank you. Have you driven outside the U.S.? The only time I've been outside of the U.S. was Christy and I took a trip to the Bahamas, and we didn't drive there. Obviously.
I bestow a mighty curse.
So, the removal spell is why I put the 1/1 counter on my 1/1 instead of my 1/2. Diversify my threats a little bit here. I wonder what's left in their hand. Our hand's pretty good here now that we unlocked our third land. Yeah, pretty good turn for us overall, I think. Driving to the Bahamas is a surefire way to get fiscally and physically underwater. It's funny because it's true.
Our fiends thirst for life.
Alright, do you have another finality? It's just a Leyline Prowler. Yup. It's a good draw. Am I supposed to play out this other spawn? I don't think so, right? Because they're dead on board through a piece of spot removal anyways with the Sorin. So I think I just passed to play around a second finality is the line. Super punished. Super punished. That is incredibly unfortunate. Wow.
This is but a taste of my power.
Low variance game, etc., etc. Well, they weren't dead on board, so I appreciate the concession. They weren't in fact dead on board, so thanks, I guess. Disfigure seems pretty bad here. Noxious Grasp is probably an upgrade over Cast Down, if I had to venture a guess. Do I want Duress against their deck? Duress seems pretty good at taking... They showed us spot removal, they showed us finality, they showed us planeswalkers. This is probably an Arguel's Bloodfast matchup, huh? Doesn't seem like they're hammering my health total. I think I'd rather just have Arguel's Bloodfast to grind card advantage through their sweepers rather than trying to play Duress, I think. See, I'm gonna do that. Let's just like draw cards through their sweeper effects as opposed to like hoping to hit with Duress. Sorin's +1 doesn't get a what? Sorin's +1 only gives counters to vampires, chat. Sorin's +1 only gives counters to vampires. Sorin's +1 only gives counters to vampires. It gives Death Touch and Lifelink regardless. Adam, thanks for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, you and me both. Flight Forward says we are all... These streams are pretty much the Elendra waiting room. Say it again for the folks in the back. Yep, right. To be fair, yeah, I bet the opponent misunderstood what chat was also misunderstanding there. To be fair. To be fair. Is there a tournament today? There is a fandom tournament later today, I believe, but I generally don't play in those events. So... Huh? I think we just do this and drop a divination, right? And then next turn we can like drop Sanctum Seeker. I'm not gonna attack with this because I don't want them to be able to kill this and then kill Sorin with an attack here. Phantom is a control farm. I'm just... Tournaments with Swiss rounds just take a while. And I dislike not being able to drop at O2. Dropping at O2 is my sacred right, chat.
I bestow a mighty curse.
Alright, so since they killed my 4/4, I think I attack here and then, like, drop Spawn and Knight. What is that block? That is a weird block to me. Like, they missed a land drop, right? We went second this game. It feels like a weird block when you're missing land drops. They have Death Sprout. Just a Hydra. Yikes. I don't even think that block's good if they're ghosting, to be fair. I think that block is mediocre even if they were ghosting. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to hold up... Maybe I'm supposed to hold up Cast Down here to prevent another fighty thing. Nah, he's gonna be a 3/4 anyways, right? So it's fine. They're still 2 turns off of Finality at earliest, so they should be pretty dead here. You need a sponsorship with an airline? I don't even think Ninja has one of those. Yeah, the Knight's gonna survive Finality here soon. Find. Alright, so... Can I kill them this turn? So this would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I think because I can't kill them, I just double pump this. Wait, is this lethal? This is 9, 13, 14, 15. This is actually exactly lethal, right? Yeah, double pump sack's exactly lethal. Hey chat, is this Knight of the Ebon Legion card good? Can I get some feedback? Can I get some feedback on this Knight of the Ebon Legion card? Seems maybe it's like above average. It might be like a little bit above average. I think it's one of the best one-drops they printed in a long time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one-drops that are good at all phases of the game is exactly correct. Alright, so we'll go Vampire of the Dire Moon on 1, into Cast Down their thing on 2, into Sorin, down tick, play Champion of the Dusk on 3. Thanks, Owl. I appreciate the support. Good to have you here. Thunderherd Migration. Alright, well, at least our Cast Down's gonna be alive. Wow. Stupid buggy game. Not giving me my Sorin on turn 3. Do you know how this works, Magic Arena? Oh no. Oh no. Duel, Josh. I got you. Let's get you that sword to go with the shield. All right, well, hopefully... Yikes.
Why do I love Krakens?
We've definitely died to this before. You're not wrong.
Myself.
Well, hopefully this is their last big thing. Good Lord. Ugh. You're not particularly good at drawing spells, huh? They get to draw a card with the Kiora here now, too. Unsealing with Regisaur is gross. It goes off of power. I'm gonna concede to another big play here. I think I'm just bringing in Noxious Grasp and running it back. Yeah, we just need to have a hand that's a little bit more aggressive this game. That is the goal. It's unfortunate. Messian's fine. They have black mana for the Regisaur, the 3 mana 7/6, almost certainly. This is a very good start in the play, much better than last time. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Ooh. Spawn enabling the next spawn is nice. Very nice. Dear Watsy, why can't I have a borderless version of this card yet? Please and thank you. Please take my money.
Right into battle.
All right, they're down to 12. I'm attacking for, rating for 11 next turn.
I love to make a splash.
Sure. Draw your cards. You know what those don't do, chat? They don't block flyers. They don't block flyers. That doesn't really do anything, huh? Because it only triggers on vampires. All right, let's put you to 2 and say pass. There's one 3 on the XP farm event. Thought it was 50 for the first, 100 for the second, 250 for the third, so total of 450 for 3 win. Instead, it's 250 total. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's basically like playing a match. They're still making you work for it. They're just giving it to you for free. I mean, the reward text that they use there is the same as the reward text everywhere else. Like, the reward text everywhere in the game shows you the rewards you get for finishing at that amount of wins. None of them are cumulative. Yeah, I agree. The first iteration where you were out at, you got nothing for going 1-1 was much worse than what they have now. I think they did a reasonable adjustment to it. Do I actually want this cast down because it kills the dinosaur? Cast down. This also kills the 7/6/2 and this doesn't, right? So maybe Grasp is actually just worse than cast down. Maybe I want both and we'll trim one of these. Seems, Let's do this. Sanctum Seeker's a little medium here. The body isn't very relevant for blocking. And they're killing a lot of our creatures a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, the best value's always been playing the constructed events, right? If you're winning any amount consistently, playing the constructed events tends to be the best value for your time and entry fee spent and whatnot. Yeah, I could see Price of Fame being okay. Maybe I'm supposed to play this even though it's less resource efficient, because this with the pump threatens to block this. Super rewarded for playing this though, because now next turn I can cast down plus Knight, which is nice. They might also not want to play this on 3 just because this being their first play tends to be bad, just because it chews through their hand. Their start's pretty slow here. Huh. I think I'm just gonna hold up a removal spell here. So I can go like end step, kill your thing, untap, play Sanctum Seeker, get you. Man, that's unfortunate. Man, that's unfortunate. Alright, so I guess we just do this. And then I pump this in response to this trigger. That's really gross. I think we're probably dead no matter how we slice this, unless the rest of their hand is just awful. Hard to beat. Plague Wind plus a 7/6. Well, that bodes really well for us. The rest of their hand might be awful. I think I play this because if I draw a land next turn, I can go spawn. Was this lethal, though? This might have been lethal. You ever played the opponent's deck? We've not played dinos with unsealing, no. Yeah, they could have ramp deck problems, right? That's pretty unfortunate. That explains what was missing in their hand, though. Alright, if they have, these are bricks, and they draw 2 more bricks, we have a shot. But probably dead here. Any dino kills our spawn because of the unsealing. You know, just have, like, a bunch of lands. Yep. And that's even like a best case scenario for us, because that means they don't have a dinosaur to play, and it still puts us pretty far behind. How lucky are we? Not lucky enough. Good games, opponent. Well, we ended exactly where we started. So that means we won the same amount that we lost with this. I don't know. I really like this card. It just dies to a little bit too much. Yeah. I don't really have much to say. I don't think this deck, it's similar to the Vampire deck. The Vampire deck is also a deck we've played on stream and not been super impressed with in the past. It just, you know, these decks tend to lack what I refer to as player agency, and by that I mean they're decks where your decisions tend to line up into just like always using all of your mana every turn, and the key decisions you make are like how you mulligan and how you sideboard. Like your play patterns while actually playing the deck tend to be pretty decided for you, which is one of the reasons why I really like playing the aggressive decks like the Aristocrats deck that we played on Tuesday, because that tends to be a deck with an aggressive slant that has a little bit more sequencing decisions baked into it. At any rate, that's going to wrap up on this one for today. We're going to roll on into some Golos Field up next. Before we do that, I'm going to take a quick snack break and run an ad here really quick.